Vodquilla. Don't just erase bad memories. Wipe your entire hard drive. I have never been more afraid of a liquid in my life. Who wants to do shots with me? I'm going to stab myself in the foot. I just sent my English teacher my essay on Hamlet, and it was still named The Fresh Prince of Denmark Johala. The letter V doesn't know any V words. I'm fresh from the factory. I don't know anything. This is what it feels like to be in training at a new job. I had a dream where tornadoes were made illegal or something. I just remember like a dozen police cars driving directly toward a tornado with their sirens on and all getting sucked into the tornado. Why is this so fucking funny? Screw cosplays, I'm just gonna cut armholes in a nanin body pillow. When you're nanin girl and you tired of everybody saying you're their waifu, so you gon' beat the shit out of them. Me enjoying the last few hours I can laugh at Area 51 memes before anyone actually gets shot or murdered. Concept. Elves are supernaturally good at everything, only because they live to be bonkers old, and if you were hot and sexy for thousands of years you'd be kick-ass at archery, and tree climbing and horseback riding too, but like there's 20-year-old elves out there that are just straight dumbasses who can't do sh. Concept. Non-elves can't tell the 20-year-old elves apart from the 2,000-year-old elves. Concept. There's a 20-year-old elf in your tavern and he's counting on this. Boys need to be cuddled more. Put his head in your lap or on your chest. Stroke his hair. Scratch his back lightly with your nails. Rub his shoulders. Kiss him on the top of his head. Anytime. Not just when he's feeling down or trying to fall asleep. When I did this to my boyfriend for the first time he almost started crying because no one had ever done something similar to him before. And I think that is awfully sad. At some point you've got to stop reading the entrails and go out and live that which was portented by them because you will run out of doves. I'm never not thinking about this post. We are doing postmodernism as sociology and the teacher was talking about language games, language that is so specialized that unless you're part of a specific group it's totally incomprehensible. And, as an example, he gave us this monstrosity. And, what's even worse, I understood it. I had to explain this to my sociology class. This is why we should never have let the millennials become teachers. Shut the F up. I love you so much. Don't say mean stuff about yourself. Also, sorry for saying F. Devour your mother with that mouth. That's the worst thing you ever could possibly said. I love it. Till we hear songs that get stuck in our head while performing tasks that require a low cognitive load such as showering or getting dressed. Our brain uses these songs as a screensaver to keep us entertained, while our brain is essentially idle. Me. Showering. My brain. Replaying Sims by mode on an infinite loop. Game show where you watch an apology video and try to be the first to guess what the person did. YouTuber. I'd like to address the recent Contestant 1 but solicited nudes from minors. YouTuber. Incident that Contestant 2 but said a slur during a stream. YouTuber. Occurred on my trip. Contestant 1 but went to a foreign country and disrespected a holy place. Host. Correct. Bonus points for guessing before the first ad spot. In other news today I found out that Eddie Redmayne has a degree in art history and for his diploma he wrote a 12k words analysis of a picture that's basically a blue square on a black background. The thing was it was a very unique shade of blue, actually used there for the first time ever. However, being colorblind, I quote, he had no idea what the color was but well, it looked very pretty to him. And somehow I find this very uplifting. I mean, if you can pull SDH like that off, write a 12k words thesis on a color you don't even recognize properly, anything is possible. And this is a story of how Eddie Redmayne officially became my saint patron of high level academic bull. This is a call out post for that SAD agent, who was incredibly thoughtful and concerned about me flying across the country all alone, without an adult, and wanted to make sure I knew how to go through security and felt safe and comfortable, and explained that, as per the signs, children under 12 can keep their shoes on, and directed me specifically to another agent to help me so I wouldn't be overwhelmed or afraid. You were super sweet and kind, and the look on your face when I handed you my driver's license and you realized I was 25 was priceless. No. Don't kill the earth. It's so sexy. Haha. From the Sydney Climate Strike. NSFW post 18 plus only. I'm 16, so I can't even see this post, let alone make it, so this will have to wait 2 years. I'm 17 now. Only 1 year left till I make this post, guys. I'm 18. This reblog was flagged explicit. I didn't turn 18 for this. My cat's name is Sharik, roll the R, but his legal name is Soap, just to make it easier on Americans, and also it's a cute name. Anyways, the vet called him Mr. Soap, which I really appreciated. Baby boy, me, escorting this beautiful boy onto my blog. Right this way, Mr. Soap. Reblog, if you understand this inspirational message. ECDDCBG. CABBAGE. OMG. My cabbages. I like the person that read this in bass clef. Me, begging, tears in my eyes. Please just tell me what the book is about. The plot. Please, a book, a notation on the cover. Unfazed. A subversive masterpiece. A deep and touching story. The New York Times bestseller. Go F yourself. Scientists find that running like Naruto actually faster. In an incredibly disheartening study released today, researchers at the University of Michigan found that extending one's arms backwards while running. Jokes over all UFCAs. In an incredibly disheartening study. Hey students, here's a pro tip. Do not write an email to your prof while you're seriously sick. Signed, a person who somehow came up with "Dear hello, I'm sick and not sure if I'll be alive to come tomorrow, and I'm sorry, best salutations, name." I mean, if someone wrote that to me, I'd probably believe they were sick. Salutations has me crying laughing. Trending in United States. Storming Area 51. Fursuit Friday. Climate strike. Big day. I love dogs who are obsessed with licking people. This human is pleasing to me. I have to put my tongue on it. Dogs treat us like we treat cool rocks. Your relationship to rocks is apparently very different than mine. Till after Amelia Earhart's plane was presumed lost, all subsequent distress calls were treated as hoaxes. Recent research concluded, however, that half of the calls, many of which were received by amateur radio operators, were credible, indicating that she may have survived 4 weeks after the crash. So you'll say one of the most famous missing dead woman was none of those things and just being ignored. Amelia Earhart forever disappeared in her plane crash. Amelia, on the radio. I still hear them. Sometimes we can still hear her voice. What makes us human? Probably not that. Take a shower. Oh, you mean get pissed on by my own house? No thanks, that's gay. Gay must be like. Earth is currently at the stage that leads into either Star Trek or Mad Max. Astute observers will recall that in Star Trek, Earth was Mad Max for several years before becoming Star Trek. I feel a sudden bloom of hope inside me. This is the most hopefully thing I've read this week. Till that the Pope can appoint secret cardinals, and even the selected individual may not know he has cardinal status. The name can be made public at any time, but if the Pope dies before revealing the name of a secret cardinal, the individual will no longer be a cardinal. What the F is Catholicism? There is only one person in the world that can prove that I'm not a cardinal. There is a board game to be had here. Till in 1985, a Coca-Cola employee was fired for being engaged to a Pepsi employee. Do you think love can bloom even on a battlefield? Thinking about that guy that created a clean room in his local makerspace and built an entire gene therapy from scratch, making a virus that supposedly delivered the ability to digest lactose, and then swallowed it like a mad scientist and cured himself of lactose intolerance, eating 2 cheese pizzas to prove it. The balls on this guy. Anyway, we need more of these people. To reiterate, this guy created a virus from scratch to change all of the cells of his stomach lining. And then he swallowed it. And it worked. I could never. The craving for cheese unhindered is a powerful thing. A small price to pay for cheese. This guy. If I had lactose intolerance, I would simply cure it. This guy. Eating a block of cheese. Rip to y'all, but I'm different. The Smithsonian offers free downloads of 3D scans of objects in their collection. And that's why I now have a leaded ewer from 1050 BCE to put my weed in. Since people found this overnight, here it is with the lid. I need a 3D printer. There is a wrap can of Fanta in the Marianas Trench. Fanta playing the long game on advertising. This was the Fanta can from 1972-1988. This can is playing the long game. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in the sand like won't escape oceanography. Where is save data located? Just curious. In the balls. Finally some good tech support. Someone put a Mothman in their window, and now there's a crowd of people outside the dorm staring up at him and chanting Mothman. I love college. It's really not a Gen Z are funnier than millennials thing. It's just that high schoolers are consistently the funniest people alive, no matter what year it is. It's the insanity of being stuck in a building with 1,000 other people your age, who are all chronically sleep deprived and panicking. Eyes and eyes have different energy. Who TF is sending eyes messages? Dr. TJ Eckelberg, oculist. Eyes.